అక్కడ ఉన్నాయేమో. Okay. So last day, I was explaining you about like the various, like how to take the input from the user, right? How to take the input from the users. Fine. So we just been looked into the process of taking input from the users, and to take the input from the users, we have just used a statement called as read line, and we discussed like read line performs 3 actions to you. What is it? Waits at the command prompt for the user to enter a value, and once the user finishes entering the value, it will read the value, and third one is returns the value. But don't forget, the return type of the method is string. You get any value as a string. So what you're required to do, you're required to convert the string back into its original type. And to do that, you're required to perform an explicit conversion. Not an implicit, it should be a explicit conversion. Okay, either we can just use a convert dot to double or convert dot 2032, or the second option I said to you is parse method. You can also go for using the parse method. With the help of the parse method also, we can perform this conversion. So this is what I was explaining you in the previous class. Fine. So today, we'll talk about, yeah, here we stopped it. It's taken to operators. Guys, you know, operators, I don't require to specially tell you about an operator. So what is an operator? An operator is a special symbol which performs an action when used between two or more operands. Sorry, one or more operands. So I repeat, an operator is a special symbol which performs an action when used between one or more operands. In our school days only we learned about the operators. We don't require to specially talk about these operators now. So yesterday we just tried to add two numbers by using a addition operator plus. So what are the operators we have in C# means the first category is arithmetic operators. And if we look at the arithmetic operators, they're all the arithmetic operators now. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus. That is the modulus operator. Next, assignment operator. So this is not equal, assignment. This is the assignment operator. Now, what is this called? This is called as addition assignment operator. This is assignment. This is addition assignment. Subtraction assignment, multiplication assignment, division assignment, modulus assignment. Next, relational operators. Equal, not equal, less than or equal, greater than or equal. Logical operators. What are the logical operators? And operator, or operator, not operator, reverse, negation operator, and or not. Next, unary operator. Unary operator means generally we apply this on a single operand. We apply this on a single operand. Okay. What is this? Plus plus, increment, minus minus, decrement. Increment operator, decrement operator. Array, all these operators are same what we learned in C language here. Next, miscellaneous. Yeah, these are something what you may not be learning in the C language. Let me talk about these operators. These are something what you may not learn in the C language. Let's try to understand about these operators here. What are those? Size of, type of, is, as, ternary operator, Colles operator. So these are something you may not be learning in your C language. So let me talk about this particular operator. What is size of? Array, for all the fixed length types, I was telling you sizes. Int is 4 bytes, double is 8 bytes, char is 2 bytes. You can use this operator and verify if you want. You can use these operators and verify the sizes. I'm writing a program called as operatorsdemo.cs. Guys, am I audible? Online students? Online students, am I audible? So I'm writing a program called as operators demo. Fine. Using system class operators demo. Static void main. What is the first operator? Size of. What is the size of operator going to do? It will tell you the size of a data type. It will tell you the size of a data type. Okay, watch. Console dot write line. Size of bool. Will tell you the size of the boolean now. What is the size of boolean? 1 byte. Size of char. Size of int. Size of double. 8 bytes. Char, sorry, bool, 1 byte. Char, 2 bytes. Int, 4 bytes. Double, 8 bytes. You can verify the size of by using the size of operator. You can verify this by checking the size of operator. You are in the meeting and asking exact meeting link, Alok. You're in the meeting now. And you're asking exact meeting link again. Then how are you in the meeting? Call him. So this is size of. The second one is type of. What is the second one? Type of. What is type of? Array. Type of operator is same as get type. We already learned get type method, remember? Get type, yeah. So type of is also same. What the difference is? Get type, we call it on the variable. We call get type on the variable. Int I is equals to 100. I dot get type. But type of is called on the data type only. It is called on the data type. Means just watch. In the place of size of, I'm using type of. It will tell you the IL type of the appropriate C# type. You are giving the C# type. What it returns you? IL type. Boolean char into 32 double. Is that clear? Okay. What is the difference between get type and both are same? But get type is not called on the data type. Get type is called on the variable. How do you call get type? Not int dot get type. I dot get type. Right or not? But this is called on the type. If you pass the C# type, it will return you IL type. What are you passing? C# type. What you will get? IL type. The IL type of the given C# type you will be getting up here. Is it clear? Next, is operator. The next one is operator. What is the is operator? Is operator is basically used for performing a type comparison. It is used for performing a type comparison. Is a type comparison operator. What is the type comparison? Okay. So what is it? Is a type comparison operator. What is the type comparison operator means? Watch. Concentrate on this, all of you. Double t is equals to 34.56. I'm declaring double variable. I can do this now. Object obj is equals to d. Valid now. Yesterday when we talked it. What is that? Boxing. We are doing a boxing, converting a value type into reference type. Okay. See, what is the type of value stored in OBJ? Array OBJ is storing what type of value? Double. Array, what is the type of value stored in OBJ, man? Double. Double is the type of value. And if at all you want to do a verification, you can verify it like this. If OBJ is double. So what is type comparison? Generally, when you want to do any comparison, we use equality operator. Equality operator will do value comparison. Array, when I say equal to, what it will do? Value comparison. I want to check OBJ value is 34.56 or not. Then I should use equality operator. But here you want to do value comparison or type comparison. If you want to use a type comparison, the operator is operator. Got it or not? Is a type comparison operator. Double equal is a value comparison operator, but is a type comparison operator. Got the point? Okay. So you see, console dot write line T is of type double. Else console dot write line T is of type unknown. Clearer all of you? It'll tell you the type. What type is it? Tejas, speak with your admin, please. Into string, it is not converting. What did you write? Tell me without telling into string not converting. What is not converting? Tell that. You can say. Is of type double. Clear? Is of now type double. Okay, it is just going to be a type comparison operator. Next. The next thing is as operator. What is as operator? As is a type conversion operator. Already in the last class, I shown you two type conversion mechanisms. Remember, parse method, convert dot. And I was telling you yesterday also, for type conversion only, there are various mechanisms available, not only in C#, in every language, even in C language also, even in Java also, even in C# also. For performing a type conversion, we have multiple options available. Did you catch my point or not? For type conversion, we have multiple options available. For example, all of you look at this. Object O is equals to hello. What am I storing? String. What I'm storing? String. Array, this is not boxing or unboxing here because both are reference types on. Both are reference types. And you already know string can store anything in it. Sorry, object can store anything in it. So you can store a string also. Okay. I want to convert this object back into string again. I want to convert this object back into string again. I want to convert this into string again. How to convert? String S1 is equals to convert dot to string of O. Remember this one? Yes or not? Convert dot to string. You can convert it like this. You can convert it like this also. String S2 is equals to O dot. Directly you can use it. Simple English, man. To string. Convert to string. You can convert like this also. String S3 is equals to. Do you remember this? This is the very old typecasting mechanism we learned in C language also. What we call typecasting, from converting from one type to another type. This works. You can convert like this also. String S3 is equals to O as string. All are same. As operator. Parse method I can't use. Why? Yesterday, what did I say? Parse method is present under value types. Where you have the parse method? Parse method is present under all the value types is what I said you. String is a value type or reference type. So we don't have a parse method here. We don't have a parse method, but still, see, convert dot to string, O dot to string. This is typecasting. What is the meaning of it? O should be converted into string. Other option, O as string. So here, what is our intention is to learn about the as operator. What is the use of as operator? Type conversion. Is operator. Array, what will is operator do? Type comparison. As operator, type conversion. Open the modes here. Open the modes. You're not opening and again I'm not answering back again. Okay. Is type comparison. As is type conversion. Understood my point here? Okay. So don't forget it. Simple English, man. Is. What is is? Is it or not? That is a type comparison. As means converting from one type to another type. Is and as. Into to string. How did you convert? I dot to string, Naveen Kumar. You should call I dot to string. How it is double when it is converted to object? Array. You stored in object, but the value is a double only. You stored in object, but the value is double. Okay, don't forget that. Say, I have put in a water bottle, I put petrol. Because I put in water bottle, petrol will become water now. See, same way, in an object, you stored double. Because you stored, it won't become object here, it is double only. Did you catch my point or not? So what this question is, sir, you converted now, why is it double again? It is double only. Anything can be stored in object. You have a bottle, you can put kerosene in it, you can put water in it, you can put petrol in it. Yes or not? Up on the bottle, it is written as water bottle. Now I put petrol. Petrol won't become water now. Okay, here also same thing only. So we are just trying to store the value in an object. Because you stored, it is not an object, it is double. Is the point clear, all of you? Okay. Suman, understood? Fine. So this is about the as operator. Is operator, as operator. Next. See, I'm not printing these values, but all four are correct only. No error anywhere, see. Oh, S3, oh, wrong guys. This is S4. I'm sorry. See, no error anywhere. I did not print the strings on the monitor. If you want to print the console.writeline S1, S2, S3, S4. I did not print. But I'm just trying to show you conversion. But none of the conversion gave you error. None of the conversion gave you error. No error means what the meaning? All are correct. All are correct only. Okay. Next. Look at this. Int I is equals to 100. Okay, now I want to write a small if condition, guys. What is if condition? If I is equals to 100, if I is equals to 100, console dot write line hello India. Else hello what? A simple code, guys. What is the output now? What is the output now? Hello India. Because I is 100. What is the output? Hello India. Recompile, execute. Yeah, you can see the output. Hello India. Because I is 100. But complete this task, how many lines of code did you write? 4 lines. 4 lines of code. Yes or not? Without writing 4 lines of code like this, you can write in one single line. How you know? Console dot write line. Okay, I is equals to 100 is a condition. Is a condition. If this condition is true, if the condition is true, what you want to see? Hello India. If the condition is false, what do you want to see? Hello world. This is a ternary operator. There are three operands here, see now, not two. They are, see, unary means one operand, plus, plus, minus, minus. Binary means two operands. But this is a ternary. It are three operands. What are the three operands? A, question mark, B, colon, C is how do we use this? Ternary operator we call A, question mark, B, colon, C. What is A? A is a condition. What is B? True expression. What is C? False expression. Now look at this. What is the condition here? I is equals to 100 is the condition now. Next, what is B? Hello world means condition true. What is the output now? Hello India. What is C? Hello world. If condition false, hello world. Means you're writing the 4 lines of code only in one line now. And what we call it as a ternary operator. This is basically called as a ternary operator. Understood all of you? Okay. So this is how you use it. See now, you'll get the same output again. Recompiling, executing. Hello India. Understood? And our condition is I is equals to 200. True or false? So what is the output? Hello. Understood? Okay. What is this one? Condition. If condition true, returns hello India. If condition false, hello world. And that is printed by the right line statement. That is printed by the right line statement for you. You call it as a ternary operator. Yes. Now also D is double only. What you are storing? 34.56. 34.56 means double only, na? What's the question, man? Int and question mark. Space, why are you giving, man? Int question mark, not int space question mark. Int question mark. Read the. You read the error on the monitor, you will understand what is it telling you. You guys are bad in reading, man. You're not reading the error messages. If you read the error message will tell you. Simply you're getting an error without reading the error, you're telling sir error is coming. So if we have multiple conditions, can I use a ternary operator? Yes, you can use. You can use. Okay. Fine. So this is the ternary operator. Last one is Cooley's operator. The last one is Cooley's. So this is question mark equal is a ternary. Double question mark. Cooley's. What is Cooley's? Cooley's means look at this. String country 1 is equals to null. Country 2 is equals to null. Country 3 is equals to Australia. So 3 strings are there. S1, S2, S3. Okay. Now it has to verify now. What is it? If country 1 is not null, it has to print me country 1. If country 2 is not null, it has to print me country 2. If country 3 is not null, it has to print me country 3. Means it has to compare all the three. Means it has to, simply speaking, it has to print me the first not null value. Did you understand me or not? What it has to print? The first not null value. See now, I need to write a big if condition now. If country 1 is equals to, not equals to null, console.writeLine country 1. Again, else if country 2 not equal to null, print country 2. Else if country 3 not equal to null, print country 3. Lengthy code. Yes or not? The simplest way how you can write, watch it. One line again. Console.writeLine country 1. Okay. Question mark, question mark. Country 2. Question mark, country 3. what it returns? The first not null value in the list. What is the first not null value in the list? Country 1 or country 2 or country 3? Country 3 is the first not null value. So what is the output now? Australia is the output. See there, Australia is the output. If all three are null, what you get is null only. If all three are null, no one can help you here. What we'll get is null. But otherwise, what you'll get is the first not null value in the list. For example, see now where country 2 is equals to America. Country 2 is equals to America. Now tell me what is the first not null value? Country 1 or country 2 or country 3? Country 2. So it will stop at country 2. Wherever it finds the not null value, it will stop there. Wherever it finds the not null value, it will start. First, it will check country 1. It is not null. Then goes to country 2. It is not null. Stops there. So country 3, it won't go to country 3 now. Why? Country 2 itself is not null. Understand English. What is it? Returns the first not null value in the list. You have a list. What is the first not null value? There it will stop. So what is the output now? America is the output now. See there, America. Understood? First time what printed? Australia. Second time? America. Because 2 times we printed the output. Here once and here once. Again try. Country 3. Sorry, country 1 is equals to India. What is the output? India. First time what is the output? Australia. Second time what is the output? America. Third time what is the output? India. What's your confusion, man? Ask me, I'll tell you. What's your confusion? Ask me, I'll tell you. What's your doubt? If you have any doubt, let me know. I'll clarify your question. Okay? So first time your output is Australia. Second time your output is America. Third time your output is India. So what is it returning? First, not null value. So understand about all the 6 miscellaneous operators. First one, tell you the size of a type. Type of. Tell you the IL type for the given C# type is type. Don't tell comparison. Tell type comparison operator. It is a type comparison. Type conversion. Type conversion. What's it? Ternary operator. Simply speaking, it's a condition operator. It is a condition operator. Just condition operator. Next, colleagues. What will it do? Returns the first not null value in the list of values. How many values can you give? Your choice. No restriction. I want to give 10 values. Value 1 question mark, value 2 question mark, value 3 question mark, like this, value 10. What you will get? Whatever is the first not null value, it will immediately stop there and returns the value to you. Without writing a big if condition, the work is simple now. Understood me? So these 2 operators will simplify your work or simplify your code. That is the use of this. Clear? Okay. These additions and subtractions I'm not going to teach you guys. You learned in C language and now we'll be using them going forward. Got an error. Cannot implicitly convert. Yes, you cannot convert nullable into null. An implicit conversion, are you missing the cast? You can't convert, man. You're trying to convert nullable int into int. You're trying to convert nullable int into int. Last class, I already explained about day before yesterday, remember. Int I is equals to null. Valid or invalid? Invalid. Int question mark I or j is equals to null. Valid or invalid? Valid. What is the difference? J can hold null value, but I cannot hold null value. Now tell me, can I convert j into integer now? Can I convert j into integer? No, you can't convert. Why? Because J is holding what? Null. And you want to convert into integer. Not possible. Why? Int cannot store null value. The answer very clearly telling you, Alok, understand, cannot convert int question mark into int. Here there, na? Not null means it is not a null value. You are assigning null here, na? In the declaration, you see what I assigned? Null. It is null. Now what I'm telling, not null means it has a value. Is type comparison, as is type conversion. Type comparison and type conversion. What are you doing here? What are you doing here? You are checking obj1 is double or not. Simple English, is it or not? But as means converts from one type to another type, converting integer into string, object into string, something that is conversion, not comparison. It is not int here, it is nullable int. Int is different, nullable int is different. J is nullable int, I is int. What is I? Int. What is J? Nullable int, not int. What is that? Nullable int. That is the reference. Int doesn't store null values, but nullable int will store null values. Can I convert a int into nullable int? Nullable int cannot be converted to int. Can I convert a int into nullable int? Try, guys. I am not telling you try. Okay, just try yourself. Reverse is possible or not. What it said you? Nullable int cannot be converted to int, it said you. Yes or not? Verify whether int can be converted to nullable int or not. I'm leaving to you. Okay, these are all the operators basically in C#. Next, the next thing is, conditional statements, man. Conditional statements. So what are these conditional statements? So conditional statement means a block of code that executes based on some condition is called as a conditional statement. What is that? A block of code that executes based on a condition is what we call as a conditional statement. Did you understand or not? It is a block of code and the code will execute based on a condition. So generally in C, we learned it, remember guys, conditional statements are divided into two types, two categories. What are the two? Conditional branching, conditional looping. One is conditional branching, one is conditional looping. What is conditional branching? Conditional branching means here you'll have multiple blocks of code. What do you have? Multiple blocks of code, but only one block gets executed. But only one block gets executed. Example, if condition, yeah. How you write? If, else if, else if, else if, else if, else. This is how you write now? Will all execute or only one execute? Only one will execute, all won't execute. How many will execute? One only. Either if or else ifs or else. Any one will execute. That's what. You have multiple blocks of code, but only one block execute. Second example, switch case. Remember, case 0, case 1, case 2, case 3, we write multiple cases. Default. What will execute? Any one case or default. All won't execute. Any one case or default. Right? That's what. So what is conditional branching? Multiple blocks of code will be present, but only one block will execute. What are the examples? If condition, switch case. Next, conditional looping. What is conditional looping? Conditional looping means, guys, here, remember here, single block of code will be, but executes multiple times. It's just like reverse. There are multiple blocks, but only one block executes. But here, single block, but executes multiple times. Got it or not? Here it is a single block of code, but the single block of code will execute for you for multiple times. Example, for loop, while loop, do while loop. You know these three, for loop, while loop, do while loop. You are aware now? We have fourth loop here, for each loop. For loop, while loop, do while loop are the same what we learned in C language. The fourth loop what we have here is for each loop. I'll tell you what is the for each loop and how to work with the for each loop. But here we have 4 loops, not 3 loops. Is it clear, everyone? Okay. So these are the two things what we have: conditional branching and conditional looping. So first, let us start with conditional branching. What did I say? Conditional branching means you'll have multiple blocks of code, but only one block of code will execute. Examples are if condition and switch case. How do you write a if condition? I'm not telling anything newly, guys. The syntax is same as your C language syntax. Check it out. If condition, statement or statements, or you can write a single line or you can write multiple line. So it's a statement or statements. And if it is a statement, no need curly braces. If they are statements, then you need curly braces. See, I highlighted here, yes, red color is shown you. Why? Are multiple. Then compulsory what will come? Curly braces should come. Same syntax, nothing got changed. Next, else if condition, multiple else ifs, else your statements. The syntax did not change. How did we use it in our C language and how you are writing in C# language? Both are same. No difference in the syntax. Same rule say. Curly braces are optional. If the condition block contains single statement or else it is mandatory. If you have multiple statements, mandatory. Single statement, not mandatory. Small example we'll see. If demo. What's my requirement? Simple, man. Yesterday we taken 2 numbers from user now. Now also I want to do the same thing. But yesterday we added them. Today I want to compare them. Yesterday we added them. Yeah, today I want to compare. So I wanted to print what is it? Whether the first number is greater or the second number is greater. Are you clearer or not? Okay. Okay. First, can you tell me the code until taking the input? Come on. Louder. Using system. Class. If demo. Static void main. You want to take the 2 numbers. First, console dot write. Console dot write. Enter first number. Enter first number. Now read this value. How to read? String S1 is equals to console dot read line. Next, we can just we need to convert it. Okay, I want to convert it. Double D1 is equals to, I want to say double dot parse of S1. Yesterday we learned it. Okay, now I'll tell you a simple way of writing the code. All of you carefully observe it. What did you assign to S1? Correct? Means S1 is console.read line. S1 is console.read line or not? If S1 is console.read line, without again writing S1 here, you can directly write off console.read line. This is the simplest way of writing the code. Watch this. We learned in C also. Function inside a function. What executes first? Inner function. Inner function will execute and sends the results to outer function. And now outer function will execute now. Now here also method inside the method. What is the inner method here? Console dot read line. What executes first? What executes first? Console dot read line. What it will do? Return say string. What it does? Return say string. And the string is taken by the parse method, converts into double. Understood or not? Okay, this is what exactly it is going to do now. Next. Come on. First number completed. Energy, man. Console dot write. Enter second number. Next, double D2 is equals to double dot parse console dot read line. Clear? Now what is it? I don't want to add them. I want to print the highest value now. What I want to do is print the highest value. What is higher here? D1 or D2? Right, if condition now. Come on, help me. If D1 greater than D2, first number is greater than second. Else, tell me, else console dot write line, second number is greater than first. Where did you learn mathematics, man? All of you should start schooling again. You forget mathematics or what? If first number is not greater than second number is greater. Who taught you mathematics here? They can be equal also. Body present, mind absent. If first one is not greater, second one is greater, you're telling us no. First one is not greater, second one is not greater. They can be equal also. Else if D1 less than D2, then say second number is greater. Else console dot write line, both the given numbers are equal. So there is no difference in the syntax of writing a if condition. It is as the same as how we learnt in C language. So curly braces are optional when you have single statement. Under every block I have one line now. Yes or not? So curly braces are optional. If I have more than one line, then curly braces are mandatory. Is it clear? When there are more than one line, curly braces are mandatory. Understood? Okay. So you can just compile and execute your code. F demo. Yeah. Entering two numbers, you can see. Second number is greater than first. Okay. Yeah. Try executing with multiple inputs and just check it out. What is your question, man? You simply printed the output on them here. What is your doubt? This is about the if condition. What I said, there is no difference in syntax of writing the if condition in our C language as well as C# language. I said you one thing, remember in the starting classes. If you know C, you know basics of C#. Data types are same only. Few things changed, but otherwise data types are same. Operators are same. We may have some extra things, but basics are same. We have something new. What is it? Type of, size of, is, as, police. Ternary is in C also. Ternary operator is in C also. Something new, but basic fundamentals are same. Conditional statements. If condition is same, we learned in C language. No difference. What is new, sir? I'll tell you. Object-oriented programming is new. So right now what we're learning is still fundamentals. These fundamentals are as the same as what you learned in the C. There is nothing different at all. Okay. What is the second conditional statement? Switch case. The second conditional statement is switch case. The syntax of the switch case is similar. How did we write in C? Check it out. Switch, expression, case, value, statements, break. Next, you can write multiple case blocks. You can write multiple case blocks. Then default, statements, break. Guys, look at this and tell me, is there any difference in the syntax of the switch case between your C language and C sharp? Is there any difference in the switch case between your C language and C sharp? Yes, there is a difference. I'm giving a hint also. Find out. What is that? Any one of you. What is the difference? Break. What break? Simply you're telling break. What is the difference? We require to write break in C language also. Array, break after default. That is the difference. We don't write break after default in C. We don't write break after default in C. For default, break won't be there. Break is only for all the case. Default doesn't have a break. But now here you're writing a break after default also. That is the difference. That's all. See, in C and C++ languages, using a break statement after each case block is only optional, whereas it is mandatory in case of C# language, which should be used after default also. The break should come after default also. Every block should have a break. In C, we don't write break after default, but here we write break after default also. Except that, no difference. Except that, no difference. How does a switch case execute? How does a switch case execute? Come on. First, what will happen? First, what will happen? Expression is evaluated. What will happen first? Open the mouth. Expression is evaluated. Now you get some result that is compared with the value under the case. Now that is compared with the value under the case. If they are matching, the corresponding statements will execute. If they are matching, the corresponding statements will execute. Shall I tell you in a simple way? It is same as attendance in a classroom. Recollect in our school and college days how the attendance process was. Teacher calls number 1. The student with that number responds now. Yes or not? If no one responds, absent. If no one responds means absent. So here also, the expression is compared with the value here. If they are matching, these statements will execute. Are you clear? Number 1, student matching that number will respond now. This is also same only. Switch demo.cs. I'll show you the same example only. Watch it. Using system, class, switch demo, static void main. Okay, static void main. Console dot write, enter student number. And when I say student number, you can enter any value. But suppose think like the class has a 30 students. What we say? Enter a number between 1 to 30. Okay, I'm not giving 30, guys. Any number between 1 to 5. Int s number is equals to int dot parse. Are you clear? In the previous example, we want the value as a double. That's why we said double dot parse. Now I want the value as a integer. So I'm saying int dot parse. Got it? Switch. What should I pass? Yes number. You're passing yes number here. Okay. Now, what are the possible options of giving 1 to 5 or anything other than that also? Okay. Well, now see. Case 1. You entered 1. Console dot right line, student 1, break. Now repeat the same. Case 2, sorry, case 2, student 2. Case 3, student 3. Case 4, student 4. Case 5, student 5. Okay, now I'm writing default. When will it come to default? If I give any number other than 1 to 5, other than 1 to 5, where it comes? Default. Then what you're doing? Console dot write line. No student exists with given number. No student exists with the given number. Again, break. So here also the break is mandatory. Here also the break is mandatory. Are you clear? Yes or not? Call him. Don't sleep, man. The morning 7:30 is the worst timing. I hate this guy. That's why I ask you, speak out, speak out. Why you make it, is the reason. You people don't sleep properly in the night. Night 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, you're on Facebook, WhatsApp, you're busy. You do all the nonsense. And morning you won't be fresh in mind in the classroom. Morning is the most fresh time here where the subject goes in. Sleep properly in the night first. You have the very bad habit. All the generation, everyone understand. All these people, you have a very bad habit. Don't sleep night. You sleep at 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock. That's the worst habit. Sleep properly first. Then your mind will be fresh. You don't sleep properly. What will you get in the brain? That's why this is the worst timing. I hate this basically. Everyone will, that's why I say, speak, speak, speak. That's why I just ask you to speak. Okay. Next time, if you don't speak and if you don't repeat, I'll make you stand in the classroom. That's all. That's what I can do. Are you clear? Okay. So, CSC switch demo.cs. Yeah. Switch demo. Enter number 3. No student exists with given. Clear? Anything 1 to 5, you'll get the number. Otherwise, no student exists with the given number. Understood? Just what did I say? It is same as attendance in the classroom. Don't compare first. They are used in different scenarios. That's all. Alok, what is faster? Compared if versus switch. Don't compare them first. See, they are not fools. The designers are not fools to give you 2 options. You compare and use the best one. If the second one is best, why will they give the first one? They are used in different scenarios. So don't try to compare any of these things like this. Everyone will have its own advantages also, its own disadvantages. Used based on requirements. Got it? If this is best, this is not best, they would have a reboot in the language. Nah, why did they give you best? Got the point? Okay. So if tomorrow someone asks you this question and if you try to answer, you will become a fool there. Did you catch my point? Someone asks you this particular question to confuse you. And if you think like, okay, someone might be best, and you say if is better, switch is better, you're a fool there. Got it? What is the answer? Both are having their own advantages and disadvantages, and we should use them situationally based on the requirement. We may use switch case in some scenarios, and we may use if condition in some scenario. I need to write 3-4 conditions, man. Then you cannot use switch now. What you should use is only if. Understood? Yeah. So this is all about switch case. And I said you everything is same. Only thing is the extra break comes after default. Otherwise, it is same as our C language. What next? Conditional branching. 2 things. If condition, switch case. Conditional looping. What is conditional looping? I said you. Single block of code executes multiple times. Single block of code but executes multiple times. Example, for loop. while loop, do while loop, and the fourth loop is for each loop. Yeah, guys, you are new to for each loop, but you know for loop, you know while loop, and you know do while loop also. What is new to you? For each is new to you. I'll explain you what is the use of for each. But do you remember this one? Every loop requires three things to execute: initialization, condition, third one, iteration, not increment or decrement. What is that? Initialization, condition, iteration. Iteration can be increment or decrement, but don't say increment or decrement. What you should say? Iteration. What is the use of initialization? Initialization will set you the starting point of the loop. Initialization will set your starting point, where the loop has to start. Okay. Condition will decide the ending point of the loop, where the loop should end. Where the loop should end. Condition decides what? Ending point of the loop. What is the third one? Iteration. What is iteration? Iteration takes you to the next level of the cycle. Basically, loop is a cycling process. A loop is a cycling process. You'll go to the next step in the process now. It'll take you to the next step, either forward or backward. Either forward or backward. Positive iteration, forward. Negative iteration, backward. Is it clear? So don't forget, every loop requires three things in common. First one is this sets the starting point of the loop. Condition, that decides when the loop must end. When the loop must end. Iteration, this takes the loop to the next level. It takes to the next level, either in the forward or backward direction. Either you'll go in a forward direction or either you'll go in a backward direction. Okay. And remember, guys, there is no differences in the for loop, while loop, do while loops also. Have a look, guys. Syntax: for, what do you write? Initializer, condition, iteration, and your statements. And see, here is an example. Tell me what is the output. What it brings? 1 to 100. What it brings? 1 to 100. Array, starting from 1, ended 100. Iteration 1. So 1 to 100. The loop runs from 1 to 100. Guys, I'm leaving it to you. Write a program called for demo. In the main method, write that, execute it. Array, till now every program top to bottom I'm writing. Now you do it. Are you clear? Write a program for demo. You know basic, using system, class for demo, static void main. Now inside the main, write the for, run, execute your code. Clear? Huh? I'm leaving it to you. Next. While loop syntax also same, nothing changed. While, condition, statements. See that? What is the output? Same. What is the output? Same only now also. 1 to 100. This also prints you from 1 to 100. Clear or not? Okay. Try, write another program. While demo and this one. For demo, while demo. Separate programs, right? Next, third one. Do while. How do you write do while? Two statements while condition. Do statements while condition. See this. What is the output? What is the output? 1 to, now also same only. Now also it is same. What is the output? 1 to 100. All three will print you same thing only. 1 to 100. That's all. Nothing difference. In all three cases, you'll be getting the same results only. That is 1 to 100. Understood? Okay. Now, can anyone tell me this one? What is the difference between for loop and a while loop in execution? Is there, or otherwise, I'll ask you a question like this. Is there a difference between for and while in execution? Is there any difference between for and while in execution? In the execution process, is there any difference between for and while? Yes or no? What is that? What is the difference between for and while? Arey, both are same, yeah. Arey, who said you difference is here between for and while, yeah? There is no difference between for and while. For and while are same. For and while are same. There's nothing difference between a for loop and a while loop. Are you clear what I'm telling you? Both of them will do the same thing only. First, initialization. Next, condition check. Next, next executes and iterates. Or both will execute in the same way. Only thing is, there is nothing difference in the execution. Only thing is, when you know the number of times a loop should execute, when you know the number of times the loop should execute, then we go for using for loop. I want the loop to run for 12 times. I know the count correctly, then I use for loops. But when you don't know the number of times the loop should execute, means the loop should execute based on the number of records in a database table. The loop should execute based on the number of records in a database table. Do you know how many records will be in the table? Today, 10 records may be there. Tomorrow, 20. Next day, 15. Again, 30. So you don't know the count here. In these type of scenarios, we go for using while loops. I know the table will contain 100 rows always, then for loop. But I don't know how many rows the table will contain, then while loop. That is the difference, that's all. Other than that, for loop and while loop are same. But if I ask you a question, is there any difference between while loop and do while loop? For and while one side, do while on the other side. Do we have a difference? Yes, we have a difference. What is the difference? The difference is the minimum number of executions in case of a for loop and while loop is 0. The minimum number of executions in case of a for loop and while loop is 0. Why, sir? Array, tell me, will this loop run? Come on, tell me. This loop run? So how many times it will execute? 0. Why? Array, condition fail now. So loop, it won't enter inside now. Why? I is equals to 111. I is not less than or equal to 100 now. So minimum executions are 0 or not? Okay? Come on. Come here. Here also. 0. So 0. Now also it won't enter inside. Why? Condition failed. I is not less than or equal to 100. I is not less than or equal to 100. So here also condition is wrong now. Correct? Now what about the do while loop, sir? In case of the do while loop here, the minimum number of executions are 1. What is that? Condition failed or right? Condition fails or not? But still it executes 1 time. Why? Because after printing the value, then it is checking the condition. Condition check is not done in the first. Condition check is done in the last. Because the condition check is done in the last, the minimum number of executions are 1. But for and while 0. That is the difference. So tomorrow someone asks you in an interview, what is the difference between while loop and do while loop? That's the answer what you should see. See? The minimum number of executions in case of a for loop and while loop are 0. Because in both these cases, the loop starts its execution only when the given condition is satisfied. Whereas the minimum number of executions in case of a do while loop is 1. Because in this case, after executing the loop for first time, then it will check for the condition to continue the loop. First time no condition check here executes. Afterwards it will check the condition. Are you clearer or not? Okay, you went for a restaurant for having a breakfast. You sat on the table. Will the server come and ask you, do you want anything more? Answer me, man. You sat on the table. Server came to you. Will the server ask you, what do you want? Or do you want anything more? What do you want here? Why will I ask you, do you want anything more? You came and sat on the table. Will ask you, do you want anything more? What will ask you? What do you want? What do you want? Right? You ordered something, some dosa, something, you ate it. Next time he came, what he'll ask you? Do you want anything more? Yes or not? And first time he's not going to ask you, do you want anything more? What he'll ask you? What do you want? Second time, you want anything more. See, understand here. Do while. This is what do while. Otherwise, you can understand like this. Right now, they stop this process. But do you know that when ATM machines are introduced in India, we have an option for multiple transactions. But today we don't have. Today, how many transactions you can do? Once you swipe your card, you can do one transaction only in the ATM. Yes or not? If you want to do second transaction, second time you should swipe. But one time swipe, one transaction. But when ATMs came in India long back, there is an option for multiple transactions. Did you catch my point or not? There is an option for multiple transactions. In the sense, how it used to run, you put your ATM card in the machine now, enter your PIN card, enter your PIN number, menu opens. You set withdraw. You withdraw 500 rupees. After completing, again it is to prompt us. What do you know? Do you wish to continue? Yes or no? If I say yes, menu opens again. I can do another transaction. Are you clear? After enter second transaction, again it will ask you, do you wish to continue? No, it will stop. The perfect example for do while. First transaction, it is not asking you. When you put your card and enter the PIN number for the first transaction, will it ask you, do you wish to continue? No. Why? My first transaction, that only said you. I came now only to the restaurant. Why are you asking, do you want anything more? I want. First transaction guaranteed or not? Yes or not? This first transaction doesn't require any condition check now. When do you require condition check? First transaction completed. So now to continue the second transaction, and it means condition should be checked in the first or last? Last. Do while. There is a perfect example for a do while loop. Understood my point here? In that type of scenarios, we go for using the do while loops. So tomorrow someone is asking about the difference between for and while. Don't forget. What is that? The minimum number of executions in case of for and while is 0. And the minimum number of executions in the case of do while is 1. So that is the difference what you guys have to answer between for loop and while loop. Point clearer, everyone? Yes or not? Okay. Yeah. Next. The next thing is, you guys, if you remember, the next thing what we need to understand is, you remember about this one, what jump statements, man. You remember about jump statements we learned in C? Jump statements. What are jump statements? Jump statement means a block of code which transfers the control from one line to another line. It is going to transfer the control from one line to another line is what we call as a jump statement. Yes or not? Can you tell me some examples of jump statements? Come on. Go to, yes. Go to is a jump statement. Take is a jump statement. Continue is a jump statement. Return. There are 4 jump statements in your language. What are the 4? Go to, take, continue, return. These 4 are called as jump statements. Point clear, all of you? These 4 are called as jump statements. So what is the use of these jump statements? What is the use of the jump statements? These jump statements are basically used for transferring the control from one line to another line. when you want to transfer the control from one line to another line, we go for using the jump statements. Understood? Huh? So many jump statements we have. Go to, break, continue. Go to, break, and continue, return. 4 jump statements are there. So now the question is, sir, which jump statement do I use in which scenario? So what is it? Which jump statement I use in which scenario? So what jump statements are there and what jump statement should I use in which scenario will be the big question for us. Okay, let me explain you guys. What are the various jump statements available and which jump statement should be used in which scenario is the biggest question that I need to answer here. Okay, so let me clarify about the jump statements and which jump statements are used in which scenario. The first one is go to. All of you know about go to. I don't require to give you any special explanation for go to. What is go to? Go to is simple English, man. Go to. Go to somewhere. Go to is a simple English. What is meaning? Go to somewhere. Just you say go to somewhere. That's what we just call as a go to actually. Okay. So the first thing is the go to statement what we have. If you recollect, yeah, look at this, all of you. Go to. What is this? It allows us to jump. It allows us to jump directly to another specified line in the program indicated by a label, which is an identifier followed by a colon. Okay, we'll go through it again, but just look at this code, all of you. If I write these 4 lines of code inside a main method of a class, if I write these 4 lines of code inside the main method of a class, what is the output? Look at the program here, nothing on my face. Look at the program and answer. What is the output? Go to call. I'm writing these 4 lines in the main method now. Run the code. What is the output? Go to called. Why? Because see, go to xxx. When I say go to xxx, without executing this right line statement, what will happen? It will come up to xxx. What is xxx? Xxx is a label. What is that? Label. What is the label? Any identifier followed by a colon is called as a label. Read it now. It allows us to jump directly where? Directly to another specified line in the program indicated by a label, which is an identifier followed by a colon. So what is this? A label, and a label is nothing but a identifier followed by a colon. Is it clearer or not? A label is nothing but an identifier followed by a colon. So if you guys are just going to write this code in the program and execute, what is the output? All these things are for you to practice, man. I'm not showing you. Write a class, simple class, go to demo, static void main, write it, run it, watch the output. I spoon feeded you till now. Do it now. Priya, what next? The next jump statement what we come across is break. The next jump statement what we come across is break. So what is this break, sir? Break. What is break is? Array, we use break in 2 scenarios here. We use break in 2 scenarios. What are the 2 scenarios? One, the first scenario where we use break is inside a switch case. Inside a switch case. Yeah, guys, we use break inside a switch case. Do you get my point or not? Under every switch case, you're going to use a break statement now. So the first place where to use a break is inside a switch case. Under a switch case, we use a break statement. Point clear, all of you? Yes or not? Under a switch case, we just use a break statement. For what? For coming out of the switch case now. Array, even after default also we used break. Remember? Yes or not? So the first scenario where we use it is inside a switch case. Inside a switch case to come out of the case. Clear or not? The second scenario where we use it, the second scenario where we use it is under any loop. Under any loop. For what, sir? To terminate a loop. To terminate a loop. What do you mean by terminating a loop? What do you mean by terminating a loop? Yeah, guys, I just wanted to terminate the execution of a loop. And if you want to terminate the execution of a loop, we just use this statement again. Okay. For example, all of you have a look. For int I is equals to 1. I less than or equal to 100. I plus plus. Console dot write line I. Console dot write line I. Console dot write line end of the loop. What is the output of the code? 1 to 100 end of the loop. What is the output? Come on, yaar, open up. Come on. 1 to 100 end of the loop. Correct, na? But guys, I'm writing a small condition here. What is the condition? If I is equals to 50, what is the output? 1 to 50 end of the loop. 1 to 50 in any scenario, you wanted to terminate the execution of a loop. You want to terminate the execution of a loop. What we use? Break. So two places break is used. One is switch case. Already demonstrated how to use any switch case. Second example, under any loop, for loop, while loop, to while loop, for each loop, whatever is the loop, you want to terminate the loop in the middle. We use a break statement. Right, today I'm writing a condition like I is equals to 50. Someone, when I was teaching about this one earlier, someone asked this particular question. What is the question? Sir, if you want to print 1 to 50, why to write like this? You can write I less than or equal to 50 only. Na? My intention is not printing from 1 to 50. Yaar. I'm trying to tell you how to use a break statement in the code. That's all. Did you catch my point or not? My intention is not printing from 1 to 50. What's my intention? How to use a break statement is a code. That's what I'm trying to demonstrate. Point clearer, everyone, or not? So, if you write like, you can write some conditions here and break. Tomorrow, in the real time, we'll write some complex conditions there. We'll write some complex conditions. If those conditions are met, means something is going wrong. Something is going wrong. So immediately stop it. Immediately stop it. For example, I want to print the mark sheets. I want to print the mark sheets of some 1,000 students. All the data is in the database. Now I'm writing developed an application. What is the application, you know? This application will connect it to database. Get one by one students data from the database. Gets the first student data. Formats it. Sends to printer. Printer will print the mark sheet. Like this, 1,000 students are there. So 1,000 students mark sheets are getting printed. In this process, the ink in the printer can be exhausted. Yes or not? So basically, when you're writing the code, we just check that. What is it? We'll put a small condition before sending to printer. Condition there. What is it? If ink levels are 0, break. Stop it. So how can I check the ink level? Every printer will give you an API. API means a library. If you install that library in your application, you can use that printer resources in your application. Did you get my point or not? Simple. You book a ticket in Book My Show. You get a WhatsApp message. How Book My Show is sending? Book My Show is opening his WhatsApp, adding your number and sending. That's an API. Every application today will provide you that option to you. API. API means a library. Install that in your machine and you can use that automatically. That automatically can be accessible in your code. When I install my printer API, I can read my printer details in my application now. Did you catch my point or not? If I install the printer API, I can read the printer data in my application now. If the printer ink levels are present or not, everything I can verify now. So now we'll put a condition there. What is it? If ink levels are 0, what to do? Break. Don't continue. Are you clear? That's what. Real time, we use conditions already like this. See, basically, the concept is like everywhere there should be a jump statement, is what they designed it like this. So no special reasons mentioned anywhere, but they changed the design, telling that break should be present after every block. Yeah, are you clear about the break statement? Yes or not? So what is the use of it? To terminate the execution of a loop. Any loop, for loop, while loop, do while loop, for each loop, any loop you want to stop middle, break. Condition, break. That's it. Okay. Well, now if I remove this, what is the output? 1 to 100. Actually, guys, I feel like 7 is an unlucky number. I feel like 7 is a unlucky number and that should not be printed in my output. Are you clear? So I feel like 7 is an unlucky number that should not be printed in my output. If that is the case, you require to write 2 loops now. 1 loop to print from 1 to 6, 1 loop to print from 8 to 100. Correct? I don't want to say 77 also. Then 3 loops, 1 to 6, 8 to 76, 78 to 100. Becoming hectic now? Yes or not? If I double equal to 7 or I double equal to 77, continue. The third jump statement is continue. What is continue? When I use continue, loop won't stop. What it will do? See, when the I value is 7 and 77, this continue will execute. Am I correct? 2 times only it will execute. When I is 7, when I is 77. Whenever it comes to continue, the control is directly transferred to the iteration. The control is directly transferred to iteration. Now understand, when I is 7, it is taking to I++ and making I as 8. Means this console.write line did not print you 7 on the monitor now. Yes or not? What is the output of the program now? 1 to 100 without 777. Did you catch my point or not? Okay, see guys, in the notes for you to understand, I just given you the pictures to understand. And for go to will take you directly here. Look at break. Directly brings to end of the program now. Directly brings to end of the program. Look at continue. Where is it taking? Iteration, I++. Where is it taking? Iteration. It is taking to I++ there. Are you clear? Take the same example, same the mark sheets example. I want to print the mark sheets of 1,000 students. One student is absent for all the exams. Do I need to print the mark sheet? No need now. Now understand, should I stop printing or should I stop printing the mark sheet of that student? That student only now, continue. I have a flag there. What is the flag? If student is absent, if student is present, absent, continue. Means go to next student. Continue won't stop. Understand the meaning? Continue, continues. The loop will continue. It won't stop anywhere. Break means English, man. Just English. That's all. Break. Stop. Continue. Don't stop. Continue the process. Don't do this iteration. That's all. Go to next iteration. So 7 and 77 won't be printed. What is the output? 1 to 100 without 7 and 77. Are you clear? Will you write all these programs and test it? All this. I give an example code for you. What you need to do is you need to write the classes. Every program write a separate class. Execute them. One thing I did not tell you that is written. Tomorrow I'll teach you what is written and when to use written. Okay now? Let's stop here. We'll continue tomorrow, guys. Alok, it is not 7 to 77. It is 7 and 77. 7 and 77 are not printed.
Recording stopped.